Comes down to hydroponics and aquaponics, dealing with, what's aquaponics? Dealing with what?
Fish and water.
Easy man. So we were going to go over there and look at his operation, but he brought his operation out here for us. So without taking any more of his time, Robert Hardy.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Thank you. So today we're going to talk about aquaponics. Apparently you guys have heard of it before because you all responded correctly when we asked you what it was about. Fish and water and plants. Okay, you guys know what the fish and water do for the plants? The fish actually get clean water back because when the plants consume the ammonia and other nutrients in the water, they clean it. So the water's clean when it goes back to the plants. So you can just keep on using the same water over and over again because the plant's going to make it put their waste into it, which is nutrients for the plants. That's food. And when it goes up to the plants, they clean the nutrients out, they eat it. And so the water comes back down again to the fish. It's clean. You just keep on using the same water over and over again. You know how much water you use for aquaponics as opposed to just regular garden? A lot less, yes. It's only about 3%. So it's less than 5%. It's like 3 out of 100, okay? So it's a very small amount of water used because you don't have to pour it on the ground, let it go evaporate, soak into the ground, you just keep on using it over and over again. You keep it in the fish tank, in the aquarium, and in the wherever you're growing your plants in. So it's important for that reason. It's also important for a couple other reasons. One is you can grow a lot of food in a small place, a small area. These are vertical columns. It's called towers. When I put the system together, there's going to be a total number of planting spaces that add up to 104. So this new pool right here, the whole thing sits in there. And you can get all 4 of those 2 columns in this small space. There's 104 plants growing in this small area right here. So when you live in the city like we do, you don't have a big farm, a lot of space, you can do it in a small area and still get a lot of food. Because instead of growing, if I was to grow plants in here, how many do you think I could plant in here?
Maybe like
30?
8 if you like fit, if they're like really.
I could probably get maybe 12 or 13, 15 plants in here. At the most 20. But the same area, if I go up instead of out, I can just keep going stack up to 104 plants using the same area. So if I got a patio instead of a big backyard, I can still grow a lot of food in just a small area. So what I want you guys to do with me today, I'm going to explain a little bit about how it works because I'm a teacher. So I want to teach you guys about the science behind it, how it really works. Because ammonia is part of it. And the traditional explanation for this, they say ammonia gets converted to nitrate and nitrite, and that gets consumed by the plants. But there's way, way more to it than that. Way more. What happens is, just like in the ground, you've got a lot of microorganisms, bacteria, and fungi, fungus, whatnot. Those guys make nutrients for the plants, not intentionally. The plants that work together with the bacteria. It's like, if I need something, I call you. I say, what's your name? Rodney. I say, Rodney, I need some collard greens. And you come bring me the collard greens, and I use them, okay? That's a very specific thing. I knew I needed, and I called you, you brought it to me. The plants do the same thing. They put out sugars. They put out the right sugar for the right bacteria that they want, that they know has what they need. When they put the sugar out there, the right bacteria, not all the other ones, just the ones that they need, smells that sugar, senses that sugar, and it comes to the plant's roots. And it attaches to the roots. Actually lives on the roots. But it's just eating all sugar. Not doing anything for the plant yet. Then some fungus come along and they help protect the roots with the bacteria. And then some animals that's a little bit bigger than the bacteria called protozoa. Protozoa come along, they start munching on the bacteria. They eat them. And when they start eating the bacteria, they burst open the cells and dump all the nutrients that the bacteria have in there. Now the plant's smart. The plant called this one kind of bacteria that had exactly what it needed. It tricked it, really. It tricked it with the sugar. He thought, oh, I'm gonna get that sugar. I love that sugar. That's my favorite sugar. And it went over there and attached to the root, just munching the sugar out. And then the protozoa started said, that's my favorite bacteria. I'm gonna get that. He bites the bacteria and eats it, but most of the stuff that's inside the bacteria spills out to the area of the roots. And that's what the plant wanted in the first place. So it tricked the bacteria in there onto the roots, and the protozoa came along and busted it open. All nutrients that it wanted spilled out. The plant got what it wanted. Kind of tricky, but it works. Because the protozoa don't eat all the bacteria, so the bacteria still win. They get to live there and eat the sugars that they love. And the plant gets what it needs to. It's called symbiosis, when things live together and they help each other. Okay? So that's what's going on in the soil. Well, if you want to have healthy plants to have all the right nutrition and stuff, you gotta get the same process going in their systems. So how do we do that? We're not in the ground where all those bacteria live. We have to bring the bacteria to the plant and the system, because we're not gonna bring the system into the ground, because that's what we don't want to do. So you got pests, you got pool weeds, all this stuff, and you need more area, more space, and it's more problematic. You don't conserve the water anymore. So you lose the benefits when you do it on the ground. So how can we bring all those right bacteria and funguses and protozoa and stuff to the system? Right here. I got 4 jars here. This one is what they call bull rocks. It's really just clay, but it's big, hard, and they make it full of little tiny holes. The little tiny holes. Don't start throwing those at each other. I know how you guys are. It's just clay. It's got tiny, tiny holes with those bacteria that like to help the plants. They live in those holes. It's like a bacteria hotel. So all the bacteria that they need can live in some of those holes. I got something else that does the same thing too. It may even be better. This used to be wood a long time ago. But what happens is someone burned this. Nope. It didn't burn that much. You can burn it till it does turn to ash, but still burn up. Burnt black, but it doesn't turn into ash. This is called biochar. You can still see little pieces of wood in it. Biochar is just burnt wood, but it's not burnt to ash, not quite. Because bacteria and the funguses that help the plants, they like to live in this stuff. So what they do when they burn, the reason they burn is because they clear out all the bacteria that used to live there, because they might not be the right ones. They get them out of there by burning it up, and then when they put it in the system, bacteria, the right bacteria can live in here now. Pass that around. It's called biochar. The Indians used to put this in their gardens, and that's why most of the Midwest is so fertile right now. For 1,000 years, the Indians put this in the ground, and for 1,000 years they made the soil better and better and better. When farmers came along, when Americans came here, they could grow anything they wanted to in the Midwest because all the biochar in the ground made it healthy for the plants. So the right bacteria lived in there. This is, used to be lava. Lava from the earth, like volcanoes and stuff. Until it came to the top and it got hard. It's lava rock. Yes, exactly. It used to be magma. Magma gets to the surface and forms of lava, it cools off and it forms these lava rocks. Look at all those holes in there. What do you think is going to live in there? Yes, they are, but that's not the real reason we probably put this in here. We got the biochar, we got the expanded clay. The earth in its core has all the minerals that every plant and every person, every living thing needs. Magma is basically a mineral soup of all the minerals. It's over 90-something minerals that make up that magma. And when it cools off, all those minerals get locked into those rocks. And plants need minerals. The bacteria need minerals. We need minerals. Where are they going to get them from? They get them from the rock. The bacteria get them from the rock, give them to the plants, and guess what happens when you eat the plants? You get the minerals that you need for your body to be healthy. It comes from the earth, just like it's in the ground. But you don't have the dirt, the weeds, the pests, the infectious diseases, and all the bugs and stuff. You don't have those problems. The system is clean, it's easy to take care of. So this is very good for a lot of reasons, okay? Those rocks give them the bacteria, the minerals that they give to the plants. The plants have the minerals that we need, and we eat the plants. It's called nutrient dense. It has everything you need. Okay? Now, everything is there except for what? The bacteria. This is compost. Compost used to be food, and other grass and leaves and stuff. Decomposition. Very good. Smart guy. So when you organic matter like your leftovers and stuff, grass clippings, leaves and stuff decays, it's decomposed by microorganisms like by bacteria, funguses and stuff. They break it down. Fungi is actually the proper pronunciation. So they break it down into very small compounds that can be used again by bacteria and plants to make more food. So it just recycles it after it decomposes, but it has to do that first. And there's an animal that can make it decompose really fast. It has a lot of the bacteria that inside the animal that can help it decompose. Anybody know what that might be? What? You guys are really smart. Yes. Composting worms. Composting worms make compost happen faster and better because they really break it down. Because inside the bacteria, there's a whole universe of, inside the worm is a whole universe of bacteria. So many kinds you can't even count them. So they bring the bacteria that we want in our system to the compost. The compost gets broken down so the plants can eat it. And the worms are also important for our systems because we want them, just like in the ground, we want to live in our system too. If the roots die or something gets in there that's not supposed to be or it starts to decay, what happens to decaying material if you leave food out for too long and put it on the ground? If you look,
you're gonna get to it.
ants and other things and worms. Yeah, eventually the ones that get to it last are the worms. They finish it off. They complete the job. If you dig up something that's been decaying on the ground for a while, look under the ground, right underneath it, you're gonna always find worms. They're like the herb janitors, the custodians that keep everything clean for us. All the stuff that dies and rots, like the leaves that fall on the ground stuff, that stuff just stays there forever. Bacteria didn't break it down. It'd be a stinking mess everywhere. So the worms help clean that mess up. And they take care of our colonies for us, these guys here, because they live in there. Yes, they live in there. Because these guys, this, all that stuff goes inside these things here. And these go in the columns. We got our own earth here, but it's not really soil because there's no dirt and there's none of stuff we don't want. Sometimes there's things in the ground that maybe won't be the best thing for your plant necessarily. It's not a problem most of the time, unless you have conditions like too much water sitting too long. They need oxygen. They got a lot of oxygen in the system, so only the right stuff is going to grow when you put the compost in there. So all these guys go inside the column, including the worms, because they keep it clean for us. Okay? And they take the nutrients from decaying matter and turn it into plant food. So it's making more plant food. The fish are making plant food. The fish make waste that happens to get into the system. The worms break it down and make more plant food. So these are really healthy, nutrient-rich foods that we can grow in these systems. Okay? All that stuff goes in here. You guys, we put this together, and we're going to put some plants in here so you can see how it works. This is important too because in the city, you don't really have a whole lot of space a lot of times. You might have a patio or a deck or something where you don't have room to have a 300-gallon fish tank. Plus, in aquaponics systems that like that with those big tanks, if something goes wrong, 99.9% of the time it's because of the fish and it'll crash the plants and everything. The whole system will get bad. So with these little fish, you don't have so many problems because you're not trying to raise them to eat them. People raise those other fish to eat them in those big farms and stuff. You're just trying to grow something for your own little personal space. These are cheap. They cost like $1/4 a piece. And all you gotta do is feed them and take care of them. Once you put them in here, they'll be perfectly happy. They live in the bottom of the base of the system. And they have the perfect habitat for them. They can hide in there. They don't like people staring at them. They don't like being out in the hot sun. It's cool down there in the bottom of the system. They really like that down there. So these are cheap. They're easy to get a hold of. If something happens and you lose a few fish, it's not the end of the world. You can go buy Petco, PetSmart, or anywhere else with $1 and get 4 more just like them. Right? They're not expensive, and they do just the same things the big fish do. They produce the fish waste that makes the plant food, it's fertilizer for all your plants.